on the Lord to come through for us, remember that He's the one that opens the doors. He's the one that does the impossible. He's the one that makes a way where there is no way. And so many times we can rely on our own strength, our own abilities. We get used to doing things, especially those of us who are high achievers, those of us who set goals and meet our goals and keep on going, those of us who have been walking with the Lord for some time. It's very easy for us to feel like our situations are dependent upon us and upon our own abilities, when really it's all depending upon the Lord. If we look back in the scriptures, we see time and time again where the Lord done these great miracles and these great movements. That He led the children of Israel to the Red Sea, but then it was God who parted the waters at the Red Sea, not Moses, not Israel, didn't do anything about it. It was God, the power of God, who made the impossible possible that way. And on you can look throughout the 40 years, just the wonderful things that God done. But then when they got to the end, they got to Jordan. Once again, it was God who parted the waters, not the children of Israel, not Joshua. It wasn't because when the bottom of the high priest's feet touched the water, they parted. No, it was God. They had to take that step. They had to show some initiative. They had to express a little more faith than they did 40 years ago. But it was still God who did the miracle. And then they marched around Jericho for 7 days and 7 times on the 7th day. But still, in the end, it was God who caused the walls of Jericho to fall flat. And so when we are following the Lord for things, we need to remember that it's God who does the miracle. It's God who does the impossible. It's God. And here's what the scripture says in the Gospels. It says, except the Lord build a house, they labor in vain that build it. And so we always have to remember that no matter what we're doing and all the efforts we put forth, it's not dependent upon us, but it's dependent upon Him. We'll always have to take into account the God factor in our situation, knowing that God is going to come through. He makes the way where there is no way. He's the way maker. He's the provider. He gives us all that we need. And when He can make things appear out of nothing. He created this universe by speaking it into existence. And so He has the answer for our problems. He has the solutions for whatever we're facing. So my challenge for you this morning is this, and then we'll pray. So remember that when you're expecting a miracle, to do the things that look like you're expecting it. So often when a woman is with child, we might say that she's expecting. Or referring to the couple, we may say that they are expecting. And so when they're expecting, they do certain things. They have certain behaviors. They might get a certain room ready in the house, and they might start to acquire things for the upcoming child, right? They might start to gather things that will help the mom better care for the child, and things that will help them as parents take care of the child. And just getting all the things ready because they are expecting that in a few months' time there's going to be a new member to the family, and there's going to be an infant baby that's going to be totally dependent upon them. And so they need to do things during this time period to get ready for it. And so if we are expecting God to show up in our lives, if we're expecting God to come in and do something for us and through us, then we should have a certain type of behavior. We should have a certain type of changes that take place inside of us if we're truly expecting. And so I just want to ask you this morning, are you expecting God to show up in what you've been praying for? Are you expecting God to come through for you? And if you are expecting, then how is that affecting your behavior? Are you living like you're expecting? Are you living and doing the things that look like you're expecting God's going to come through for you? God's going to part the waters in your life. God's going to cause the walls to fall flat.